Hello, my name is Rai, and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're all having an amazing day so far, or night, or whatever time it is for you. But let's go ahead and get into it. As I'm sure that you saw with the title of the video, this is part 2 in going over set 1's monster cards for Battle Cores. Anywho, I'm just going to go ahead and jump on into it, but before then, let's go ahead and say the obvious stuff, which is like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the YouTube stuff. Check the description, of course, to see the official Instagram, as well as seeing a link to where you can buy said cards that are being discussed in this video. And just be sure to look down there for anything else that might be important. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back into it. So the first card that we're going to be going over is called Ghost Flame. Ghost Flame is a price 2, 2/1, fire undead type monster with the effect Elusive. So what Elusive does is it works pretty much exactly the same as Magic the Gathering Flying, if you're aware of how that works. Basically, elusive monsters can only be attacked by other elusives, and they can only be blocked in the case of defender monsters by elusives. So it just makes it a lot harder to deal with the card when it's elusive, because you can't just, oh well, time to use my Pepage to attack it, you know, just to take it out real quick and easily. Like, no, it's just gonna sit there and be annoying, you know, hitting you for 2 damage every turn until you either find a way to deal with it, like find something with elusive in your deck, or bite the bullet and use something valuable like a bomb or an attack rebound or something on it. Or just live with the fact that that Ghost Flame is going to sit there for a while. But anywho, Ghost Flame, what else about it is that it is a fire monster. Yeah, fire monsters are great for the same reason why Pepage and Starchild are good as fire monsters, because they get boosted by Star of Ruin, which is a really, really good card. How it stacks up to the other fire monsters that you'd be running in a Star of Ruin deck, it kind of fulfills a niche that no other card in set 1 really can fulfill as an elusive attacker. I can look through real quick, but there aren't any other elusive monsters in set 1 that can attack. The only other elusive monster is Ori Quake, and that's a defender, so it trades its attack for the ability to block a hit. And so it makes this card very unique in its role that it's an elusive. It's a set 1 elusive, which are, pun very much intended, quite elusive because of how few there are. And to this day, not many elusives have been made. They're definitely some of the smallest group of cards in the game. And so that definitely helps out Ghost Flame a lot when it comes to stuff like power creep, but of course that comes in later. Right now we're mainly focusing on set 1 in particular. And in set 1 it fulfills a niche that literally nothing else can fulfill. And in spite of how slow it is in comparison to some of the other price 2 fire monsters that you'd be running, being Starchild and Pepage, which both have active, so they're both immediately threatening. This one actually has to wait a turn, but unlike the others, it can afford to because it's so hard to deal with. You kind of have to go out of your way to deal with it, and it makes it a really tough card to deal with in certain circumstances because you can't just attack it like a normal monster. You have to go out of your way to use an attack rebound or something on it, which you would really rather be using an attack rebound on something else, something a little bit more importance, but that's the power of Ghost Flame. It's definitely a solid card. It's not anything crazy. Not to ignore its descriptive typing of undead, but it's kind of like set 1 elemental, where it's kind of a non-type. And if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it is actually the only set 1 undead. You can have other undeads in this game by using Last Respects, but that's not a monster card or anything. That's just that's mainly just flavor on that card. That's the whole reason why that's a part of the card text, is changing it undeads, because it's being brought back to life. But yeah, Ghost Flame is one of, if not the only set 1 undeads. I really can't think of another one, and I have not seen one while scrolling through my list of cards. And so if I am overlooking something and I realize later in editing, I'll pop it up now. Anyway, there you go. There's your undead monster that I overlooked, but if nothing popped up, well, whoopee, I'm correct. Anyway, but Ghost Flame is definitely a good card in those kind of decks, and it is similar to where it can technically slot into any deck, especially when it comes to being put in there to help deal with the other Ghost Flames that other people might be using. But outside of that, it's not anything super spectacular. Its real selling point is the fact that it's an elusive and it's a fire monster. And you can run it focusing on either one of those qualities. But yeah, that's Ghost Flame. The next card is Box Shock. Box Shock is a price 4 3/4 plasma robot with the effect Ender. So when this card is discarded, Ender, do 3 burn to 1 target. So it's very similar to Night Diver in that case, where it's burn damage, but it's targeted burn damage. So you can choose a target. It's not just automatically thrown off to the opponent directly. You can choose whether to hit the opponent directly or to hit something else. Now it does kind of suck because it's an Ender effect, and as an Ender effect it's not anything super useful. It's just kind of like a one-time, oh, here's 3 damage, have fun. And its stats are about average, being a 3/4, you know, nothing crazy. And that typing is also kind of whatever. The plasma typing is really nothing special, because this and Beast of the Hunger, and I guess technically Matter Tracer, are not really enough to make a whole Thunderstorm based deck. Not that Box Shock is a super amazing card anyway, but it's really not bad. It is a robot type, which is pretty unique for set 1, and there is actually some robot support in being the boost card Superior Construction, which is a price 1, like I said, boost card that gives +1/+1 to your active robot monsters. Now that works best with mini bots, which is another boost card, price 3, that allows you to summon 3 robot tokens, which in this case are defined as 1/1s with active, and their robot type, which then you can turn them all into 2/2s for 1 point. But you know, if you really want to lean into using and abusing Superior Construction, then go for it. Throw a Box Shock or 2, or who knows, throw in a whole playset. You know, why not? You know, like if you're not really running any high-priced monsters, why not throw in, you know, a random high-priced one just to balance out that curve a little bit. But yeah, not a bad card, not super spectacular, but like I said, very much not bad. It could be a lot worse. And the next card is Biddle. Alright, Biddle. Biddle is a price 1/1 Earth Beast type monster with the effect Survival. We already went over Survival, but just a quick reminder, if this card's armor would be reduced to 0, instead it is reduced to 1, and then this card loses Survival. So it's like a one-time guaranteed live. But it's a really simple little one price card. In my opinion, it's honestly probably one of the very best one price cards, just because 1 point for a 1/1 with Survival is really, really solid. And sure, the typings are also kind of whatever. There's not really anything crazy. There's not really much in the way of Earth type support in set 1, and as has been mentioned multiple times in the last video, Beast is not the best typing, but if you really want to lean into Beast types and get as much use out of Call of the Beast as you can, which can definitely be fun. I actually tested it out this past weekend some more and got some more use out of it, and I had a lot of fun with it. So why not try out more of a Beast strategy? And if you do, you want a playset of Biddle. 100% you want a playset of Biddle, because Biddle is one of, like I said, for its price, just for a good generic monster, is one of the better price 1 monsters available. And it's a Beast type, so you can buff it up with Call the Beast if you want to. Anywho, that's about all for Biddle. And the next and the last card that we're going to be going over for this video, since I'm planning on having a lot of these videos be a bit shorter than the last one, but don't worry, I will be making a compilation video later on that will be stupid long, so have fun and get excited for that. So if you prefer longer videos, that'll be there for you. The next one is Sea Angle. Yep, Sea Angle. Okay, I was tired when I made this card and I misspelled it and I never went back and fixed it, so it's just officially Sea Angle instead of Sea Angel. But Angle, let's go. So Sea Angle, and yes, I'm going to be calling it that, is a price 1/1 water elemental monster with the effect Startup. So, in other words, and when this card is summoned, Startup, gain 5 HP. Super, super simple. Just like in line with Biddle, it's a very, very simple card. Price 1/1 with a not bad effect. Startup, gain 5 health. It's actually one of the only options for health gain in set 1, and so if you really want to lean into outlasting the opponent, well, Sea Angle's got you. It's just 1 point, and it gets you 5 health as well as a body to tank a hit. Yes, its typings are about as whatever as you can get for set 1, with literally no support for either of its typings, and like I said, in set 1. It could be worse. You're not playing it for its typing, you're playing it for its low price, its health gain, and the fact that it just kind of clogs up the board and forces the opponent to go through another body to get to your tasty, tasty life points. But anyway, that's the end of the video, and I hope that you all have a blessed day and fare thee well.